Good afternoon, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Long time no see, Miss Falk. Good afternoon. Good to see you. We're going to get started in a moment. Have all public defenders and defense attorneys had the opportunity to interview their clients before we start?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm assuming that's a yes.
Yes, Your
I've
Honor.
interviewed all mine.
Wonderful. Okay. We still have a minute, so we will get started here shortly. So
Yes, Your
everyone
Honor.
can get back.
And just to,
Miss,
oh, sorry, Your Honor.
go ahead, Miss Falk.
Just to indicate to the court, positions 1, 2, and 11 are co-defendants. I believe they can be addressed fairly quickly.
Wonderful. I like to hear that on a Saturday. Um, And I also got the history from Mr. Howard for those parties as well. So that's good news too. Um, I was gonna ask something else and it has escaped me.
The reset
Okay.
date, perhaps?
You can give me that, Miss Bridgewater. That wasn't it, but what was the reset date?
It's going to be March the 21st.
Okay. All right. Everybody has so 1 minute, so we'll let everybody get here. And we'll get started shortly. And it's 2 o'clock, so we'll start now. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the State Expedited Accusations calendar in the State Court of Fulton County, Georgia. I am Judge Melanie Williams. Today is March the 9th of 2024. All defendants, you have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney at this proceeding today. As you can see, I'm conducting this hearing over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch this particular proceeding. When I ask if you understand your rights, that's what I'm referring to. Those who receive a signature bond, whether through pretrial or the jail, will be reset for the notice. Those who receive a surety or a cash bond will be reset to the state of purpose calendar on March the 21st. Before we begin, my question, I remember now, is any party requesting breakouts for any position? Okay, I'm assuming no. All right, are we ready to take the first position at courtroom 2?
Yes, we could take position number 2.
All right, and this is one of the co-defendant cases. All right, Miss Allen.
Never mind. You go. We could go over to position number 11.
Okay, still one of the co-defendants. Okay, are you Tracy Vassar?
Yes, I am.
All right, your case is 24 CR 001110G. In this case, you're charged with fair evasion and obstruction. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard's already indicated that I have the history and it's a
Hold on,
first
hold on,
arrest.
hold on, hold on. She's a resident of South Carolina. Jail was the recommendation.
Okay, but it is still first arrest, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Ms. Falk, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. These 3 individuals actually went to 680 Lee Street Southwest, the West End MARTA station, entered without paying. The officer attempted to stop them and they resisted the officer's attempts at arresting them. This recommendation is $1,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from MARTA. That is the recommendation on 1 and 2 as well. All 3, it is their first arrest.
Okay. Miss Holly, I'm assuming these are your clients.
Position 1, Mr. Keldrick Allen is my client.
Oh, okay. Who represents this defendant?
Miss McLeod.
Is Ms. McLeod here?
She is currently talking to 2 of her clients, interviewing 2 of them at the moment.
Okay. That's not ideal. Um, okay. She's on the phone interviewing them?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we can't do this position since Ms. McLeod is present and represents her. So can we do someone that Miss Holly represents? Can we do the other person?
I was gonna say position 1, if we want to go ahead and do him, obviously I'm not objecting to the signature bond.
We can go ahead to position number 1.
Okay. Please, you'll come back, Miss Vassar. We apologize. All right, we're gonna go to Mr. Allen, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Allen, your case is 24 CR 001113E. You're charged with fair evasion and obstruction. You understand your rights? Is that a yes? You can nod. I'm assuming that's a yes. We'll go with that. First arrest, and he's a resident of Florida. Is
Correct.
that all right? Ms. Falk, is the same recommendation. Anything else that you'd like to add?
The breakdown would be 500 per count, Your Honor. That's all for the state.
All right, Ms. Holly, in light of the information before me, I'm inclined to give your client that SOB through the jail with a stay away from that MARTA location. I wasn't gonna ban him from all of MARTA. Any objection?
No objection. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Defendant is gonna receive $1,000 surety bond through the jail. I'm sorry,
Signature.
signature bond. It's a long day. $1,000 signature bond through the jail, 500 per count. He's to stay away from that MARTA station and have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition of that SOB through the jail. All right, sir, that concludes your case. Best of luck to you. Are we able to do position 2? Probably not.
No, because that is Ms. McLeod's case too.
But that's still a conflict. I'm not sure Ms. McLeod can represent both.
I think that would
We would
actually
have needed
require
a
a third conflict.
third. Yeah, there has to be a third
There
conflict.
has to be. So essentially that party, one of them is going to be appearing unrepresented today. Is my opinion. But we'll still wait for Ms. McLeod. Okay, is there another position we can take unrelated to this, I guess?
We could go to position number 3. Black sheriff.
All right, thank you.
No, never mind. Miss, this young lady right here. Take her. She's not. No.
Oh, we can't take 3? Okay,
It is Ms. McLeod. You can go to position number 7.
okay, Ms. McLeod's quite busy today. All right, are you saying Teresa Moorhead?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your case is 24 CR 001107Y. You are charged with battery. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, Mr. Howard, can I have that history, please?
Second arrest, 2018 disorderly conduct obstruction, dismissed. Jail was a recommendation.
Okay, thank you. And is this Ms. Falk's case?
No, Your Honor, it's going to be my case.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Jones. Please proceed.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. On March the 9th of 2024, officers responded to 1856 Wells Drive to a dispute between neighbors. Upon arrival, officers made contact with the defendant where she was being verbally loud and had to be separated from the complaining neighbor. Officers then continued their investigation where they went to unit 212 where they came in contact with our victim, Mr. Isaiah Jones. And as soon as he came to the door, officers observed a large bump that was bleeding with a deep cut in his right ear, a deep cut on his right eyebrow. In addition, Your Honor, a chipped tooth. The victim told officers he was leaving the unit, and the defendant confronted him with a gun and stated, "Don't get live." This is when an unidentified male charged at him and 4 others began jumping him. Your Honor, Mr. Jones's story is backed by 2 independent witnesses that observed a male charging another male and mostly a group of females jumping Mr. Jones. The altercation only ended because Mr. Jones finally got up and was able to run away. Due to these facts, the state's recommendation is going to be a $3,500 surety bond, and the breakdown as follows: $1,500 on count 1 and $2,000 on count 2. No further contact with Isaiah Jones. A stay away from 1856 Wells Drive. No alcohol, drugs, and weapons. And of course, if Your Honor can sound for Mr. Jones at the appropriate time.
All right, we'll sound for him now. Mr. Jones, if you are on this Zoom conference and you wish to make a statement, I need you to unmute your screen and turn on your camera and raise your right hand so that I can swear you in. Okay, seeing none. Ms. Holly, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. There is a lot more going on in this case than the state has put on the record. First of all, I'd like to state that both of the independent witnesses did not wish to be identified and did not give their names or information to police. They also both admitted that they did not see the entire situation, and also that the alleged victim also allegedly threw a 16-year-old girl, the defendant's daughter, into a concrete wall. The daughter had a huge gash over her eye. She just got out of Eggleston Hospital about 3 hours ago. She had to have glue to stitch the gash over her eye. In addition, the defendant's sister is on Miss Ebony Burks. She did see the entire confrontation after Mr. Jones came down to our client's apartment and initiated the physical altercation. I would like to have her sworn in and have her answer some questions.
We won't be doing that today, Ms. Holly. This is a bond hearing and she's not the alleged victim. So is there anything else you'd like to tell me before I make a decision?
Miss Moorhead has no history. She has 4 children, 16, 14, 3, and 1. She is a full-time stay-at-home mother. Her 16-year-old daughter, like I said, just got out of the hospital. We would ask for a signature bond on this case, considering the additional facts as well as the fact that she needs to get home to be able to care for her children.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial, $2,000 on each count. She's going to take the 1-day anchor awareness course. She's going to have absolutely no contact with Mr. Jones. Additionally, she's to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition of that signature bond through pretrial at level 1. Is there anything additional?
No, thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, I just think that we also need to address the fact that they potentially live in the same apartment complex.
Okay, so she needs to stay away from his unit. I'm not gonna restrict her from her own home. She can return home. But ma'am, you are absolutely not to go close to his home. You should stay at, they are not next door neighbors, are they?
He lives on top of her. They do
Okay,
share like a
so ma'am, don't
stairwell.
go to even to that floor. There's nothing that you need to address on that floor. Stay on your own floor. All right? All right, she understands. I think that's clear, and she'll receive a signature bond through pretrial. Best of luck to you, ma'am. That concludes your case. There's no other case we can go to.
Yeah, we can go back to. Yeah, we can go.
We can go where? I'm sorry.
Your Honor, we could go to
Correct,
position 9, Devin Riley.
I'm fine with that if the jail is. Can we go to position 9?
Devin Riley.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Riley. Oh, okay. Hold on. Right there, my whole thing crashed. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, Mr. Riley, your case is 24 CR 001108D, and you are charged with battery, family violence. Do you understand your right? I'm going to assume that's a yes. Thank you. Mr. Howard,
Who is this?
position 9, Mr. Riley.
It's first arrest.
All right. Oh, you did tell me that. My apologies. All right. Mr. Jones, please proceed. If you're speaking, you're muted, Mr. Jones.
Sorry, this incident took place at 6871 Peachtree Dunwoody Road, where officers were responding to a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, officers made contact with Miss Samaria Davenport, and that's spelled Samarria Davenport. Miss Davenport showed officers a video of the defendant throwing her to the ground and then hitting her in the face with the back of his hand. Officers also observed visible bruising on where she was shoved and struck. Your Honor, we understand that this is the defendant's first arrest. However, the state does not believe that there has been ample amount of cooling off period. Therefore, the state is going to ask for a $3,000 surety bond, no further contact, a stay away from 6871 Peachtree Dunwoody Road, a one-time police escort. If Your Honor can sound for the victim at the appropriate time.
All right, we will sound now. Miss Davenport, if you are present, please turn on your camera, raise your right hand. Okay, I don't see here. Miss Let me look one more time, scrolling all the way over. People like to jump in late. I don't see anyone with that name. Mr. Judd,
Yes, Your
please
Honor. Good
proceed.
afternoon.
Please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Riley is 28 years old. I do want to state for the record, he doesn't qualify for continued public defender representation, but will represent him today for the purposes of bond. He's lived in Georgia for the past 8 years. He's lived at the same address, the current address that was on his booking sheet for the past 8 months. He attended Tucker High School here in Georgia. He has lots of family here, his mom, his uncle, his sister, most of his family. He has a 2-year-old son for whom he provides split care with. He has no priors, no felonies, no violent or sexual crimes, no failure to appears, not probation or parole. This is his first time ever being in trouble, Your Honor. He regularly volunteers in his community. He coaches Little League football. And he does have a stable job as a line cook at Ted's Grill. He's had that for about 6 months. So he is stably employed. He has a good network community here. And he would just like to say that he does maintain his innocence in this case, that she has been, the complaining witness has been aggressive with him before. She had gotten in his face and he was simply keeping her off of him. And he's pretty sure that that video would only show that she intends to break his PlayStation 5. He grabs it out of her hands, puts it in his bag, and then leaves. So, Your Honor, we are asking for a signature bond in this case. As far as the living arrangement, that is also where his girlfriend stays, the complaining witness, but he lives at that address as well and just paid rent.
Okay, I understand that that's a complex situation. However, if she resides there, I cannot allow him to return.
Understood.
All right, defendant, let me make sure there was more. Was there just the one charge, battery DV? Yes.
I believe so.
Okay, making sure. Defendant is going to receive a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. He's to take the 1-day anger awareness course as well. He's to have no contact with the alleged victim, last name Davenport, and he is to stay away from that location so long as the victim resides there. Additionally, he can return one time with a member of law enforcement to get any items. He's to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition of that signature bond through pretrial. Is there anything additional? All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Riley. That concludes your case.
Your
Would
Honor,
you-
Thank you, Your Honor.
this is ASG Shelley Falk. Did you say 4,000?
I did.
Thank you.
All right. Can we take another position?
If Ms. McLeod is on, we could go to position number 3.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, there were a lot of conflict cases, and I apologize to you, Miss McLeod.
That's all right. We're glad to have Ms. McLeod. We're just thankful she's here on a Saturday. All right, we are going to go back. We're going to go to Jordan Blackshear. And that case is 24 CR 001114A, in which you're charged with fleeing and eluding, obstruction, no insurance, and not properly using motorcycle headgear. Do you understand your rights? Yes. All right, Mr. Howard.
This is third arrest. 2012 ag assault, armed robbery, battery. Possession of a pistol by person under 18 years. Possession of a knife or a firearm during the commission. Hijacking a motor vehicle. Those were convictions. He went to prison after that. I don't know how long he served, but that was the last arrest.
Okay. All right, Ms. Falk, please proceed. If you're speaking, you're muted.
Yeah, it's just one of those days.
It
Yes.
is.
So, Your
It is.
Honor, this incident happened on March 8th, 2024 at Fulton Industrial Boulevard, Martin Luther King Jr. Drive in Atlanta, Georgia. So the defendant was driving an ATV in that area without a helmet, failed to stop when the officer tried to pull him over, lost control after the ATV, struck a curb, fell over, and then when the officer tried to get him onto the ground, he refused to place his hands behind his back. The defendant also had no insurance, which is the basis for these charges. Currently, it appears that the defendant is on a total $5,000, $4,600 surety bond, $1,500 for the fleeing and eluding, $1,500 for the willful obstruction, $1,000 for the no insurance, and $600 for the motorcycle equipment headgear not used properly. The state is agreeable to reducing that down to a $3,000 surety bond, $1,000 for the fleeing and eluding, $1,000 for the obstruction, $500 for the no insurance, $500 for the motorcycle equipment not used properly. We would also ask that he engage in no driving whatsoever until the time of trial, unless it's to work, school, any medical appointments, or to court. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. That's all for the state.
All right. Ms. McLeod, please proceed.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My client is 28 years old. He has no significant criminal history. I do understand that he was arrested in 2012, but this is a traffic-related offense, Your Honor. My client is not in a position to post bond. Therefore, I would ask the court to consider giving him a signature bond so he can get out of jail. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, defendant is going to receive a $2,000 split bond. On the fleeing and attempting to elude, it'll be a $500 surety. On the obstruction, it'll be a $500 surety. On the no insurance, it'll be a $500 signature bond through the jail. And on the no equipment, no headgear, it'll be a $500 signature bond through the jail. So he'll have to post a $1,000 bond. He's not to drive unless he's going to work, court, medical emergency, or any place where there's official business being conducted. He is additionally to have no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons as a condition of that bond. And because he did receive a partial surety bond, he will be reset to state all purpose on the 21st. Is there anything additional?
Your Honor,
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Your Honor, on his 3 card, he has 5 charges, but on the calendar, it's only 4.
Your Honor, the state submitted an NOD to the active jail record link as well as Tyron Wilburn, so that charge should be NOD'd.
Okay. Does that help?
Then
And okay. And it's already been filed, Ms. Falk?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, perfect. All right, so that concludes that case. Can we go to the next position?
next we have position number 4, Copeland Quantum. Copeland.
All right.
And- Oh, sorry. Courtroom 2, is it at all possible after we dress Mr. Copeland, we can go back to
The
position
co-defendant.
1 or position 11?
All right, Mr. Copeland, your case is 24 CR 001112E. You're charged with simple battery, family violence, and simple battery. Do you understand your rights? Yes, I'm assuming that's a yes. All right, Mr. Howard.
8th arrest, 2022 FTA, disorderly conduct, a couple of probation violations from 2019. That's it.
Okay, Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened yesterday at the address of 5500 Hunter Forest Lane in College Park. The defendant was arguing with his mother, arguing with his sister, actually, is how the argument started, which was Yasmin Copeland. During the argument, he took her phone from her. When Ms. Copeland tried to retrieve her phone, and the mother tried to help her retrieve her phone, the defendant threw Miss Tawana Copeland, his mother, to the ground, and then shoved his sister, Miss Yasmin Copeland. Although the original charges were battery, the state was not able to ascertain any injury that was documented either in the warrant or the police report, which is how we ended up with the charges of simple battery, family violence with the mother, and simple battery with the sister without the family violence portion, because that cannot apply to siblings living in the same household under the simple battery provision. The state's recommendation on this case is going to be a $1,000 surety bond per each count. We also recommend no further violent contact with Yasmin Copeland and Tawana Copeland, as stay away from the residence located at 5500 Hunters Forest Lane in College Park. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and specifically no firearms. The state would like to sound for Miss Tawana Copeland and Miss Yasmin Copeland. We are also, in addition, asking for an anger management class.
All right, I'm sounding for both Miss Copeland, Yasmin, and Miss Tawana Copeland. Are either of those parties on the Zoom conference? Okay, hearing none. Miss McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 26 years old. He tells me that it was just a misunderstanding between himself and his sister. In fact, he tells me that his mom told the officer that she, quote, did not want to press charges or anything against him. I was unable to get a hold of mom because I did try, but my client tells me that his mother does want to have contact. And I think the state's recommendation was no further violent contact with both of them, which we are fine with, Your Honor. My client is not in a position to pay bond right now, Your Honor, and he has no significant criminal history. So I would ask the court to give him a signature bond so he can get out of jail. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, 1,000 on each count. He's to have no further violent contact with either Miss Jasmine Copeland or Miss Tawana Copeland. However, he is to stay away from that incident location. He can return one time with law enforcement to get any items. Additionally, he's going to take the 1-day anger awareness course and have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Yeah, what was that amount?
2,000, 1,000 each count.
And what was the contact?
No further violent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Best of luck to you, sir. And can we go back to those co-defendant cases?
Yes, we'll have position number 2, Alan and Selena come up together.
Okay. This is Miss Selena Allen coming. Okay, Miss Allen, your case is 24 CR 001111A. You're charged with obstruction and fair evasion. Do you understand your rights? All right. Mr. Howard, this is her first arrest. All right, Miss Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is the same as with the other Allen, which is a $1,000 signature bond, 500 per count through the jail. Stay away from all the MARTA stations. Again, this is an incident that happened in the West End MARTA when they went through the station without paying. The officers attempted to stop them, and they ended up resisting arrest when that occurred and trying to prevent one of their number from being arrested. That's all for the state.
All right, Ms. McLeod, in light of the information before me, I'm inclined to grant that SOB through the jail and require a stay away from the just that one MARTA station. Do you have any objection or anything additional you'd like to add?
No, Your Honor, just the one MARTA station is fine. I was going to say my client, she's a student at Georgia State. She's a junior. She's never been arrested. And of course, that's the state's version of what happens. My client's version of what happened is totally different. She was actually assaulted by the MARTA police officer, totally mistreated when all she was doing was trying to reload her breeze card. And she was just asking for help because she realized that it needed funds on it. She was not trying to evade fare at all, Your Honor. But we're okay with the signature bond through the jail.
All right. Defendant is going to receive $1,000 signature bond through the jail. She must stay away from that particular MARTA station and have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. Best of luck to you, ma'am. That concludes your case. All right. Who do we have next? Are we going to do position 11?
Yes.
All right. She's already indicated that she understands her rights. It's my understanding that Ms. McLeod, since you've represented one of the cross or co-defendants, that you can't really represent her as well, and she would need a different conflict attorney.
What is her name, Your Honor? I don't think.
I don't think, I believe she's not going to be able to be represented by you. This is position 11 on the calendar today, Miss Vassar. And since
Oh,
you
I,
just
I already spoke to her, Your Honor.
all right. And do you believe that you don't believe that there's a conflict
There is
there?
no conflict based on my discussions with her. They are not cross defendants, they're co-defendants, and they
That's
essentially
true.
thing happened.
All right. If both parties have given informed consent, I think that should be okay. All
Yes.
right. And I've already asked Ms. Vassar if she understood her rights, and Ms. Falk had already put her recommendation onto the record while you were speaking with someone else, Ms. McLeod. It's the same recommendation that we gave to Ms. Allen. Do you have any objection to a signature bond through the jail and a stay away from that MARTA station?
No, Your Honor, we're fine with that.
All right, defendant's gonna receive $1,000 signature bond to the jail, 500 each count. And she is to stay away from that MARTA station, have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you. All right, who do we have next?
Position number 5, Horn, last name Horn.
Okay. And you're David Horn?
No.
All right, your case is 24 CR 001104E. You're charged with simple battery. You understand your rights? All right, Mr. Howard.
Is this person different from Christopher Horn?
It's Christopher David Horn.
Christopher David Horn. My apologies. Position 5, Mr. Horn.
I got second arrest. 2020 armed robbery, possession of a firearm during the commission, contributing to delinquency of a minor, on probation for robbery, ag assault, possession, and a contributor. That's 20 SC 175650. I gave him a 15-year sentence in 2020 for that.
Okay.
That's all.
All right, Mr. Jones.
Yes, Your Honor. So this incident took place back July 28th of 2023, where officers responded to 100 Foxler Drive in relations to a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, officers met with the victim, Mr. Terrence Felts, Felts. Mr. Felts stated that he was punched in the face by the defendant. In addition, Mr. Felts, in addition to Mrs. Phelps' statement, the defendant's mom confirmed exactly what happened and told officers that that is true, that the defendant did punch Mr. Phelps in the face. The defendant did flee the scene. Upon fleeing, Mr. Phelps informed officers that the defendant jumped in a vehicle with multiple occupants in which there were multiple shots fired from the particular vehicle. Officers were able to locate numerous shell casings to corroborate this. Your Honor, as you have heard, the defendant is currently under the first offender treatment under that 20 SC case, which also involved a gun. The defendant's mother is a material witness to this particular incident. So there is a risk of intimidation. Therefore, the state is asking for a $2,500 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, FVIB, no further contact with Terrence Phelps. That's it, Your Honor.
Okay, is Mr. Phelps present on the Zoom conference and wishes to make a statement? All right, Ms. McLeod, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident allegedly happened almost 9 months ago. My client actually still lives at this address. He tells me that the complaining witness is an acquaintance of his mother. He denies that that is what happened. He certainly denies any involvement with any guns or that he himself owned or fired any firearms. That he definitely denies that, Your Honor. Considering the fact that he has no significant criminal history, I mean, I understand that he is out on probation at this time. And given how long ago this incident happened, I would ask the court to consider giving him a signature bond so he can get out of jail. We are okay with no further contact with the alleged victim. But as I said, he does live at that address, where the incident happened, and still lives there. Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, defendant will receive a $1,500 surety bond. He's to have no further contact with the alleged victim, last name Phelps. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Back row. Position number 8, Palmer. This is the back row.
All right, Mr. Palmer, is he coming? Your case is 24 CR 001106A. You are charged with theft by taking. You understand your rights? Is that a yes? All right. Mr. Howard?
21 total. Appears to have an open suspended license out of Florida. Last arrest was 2021 for a suspended license. 2016 FTA. That's it.
Okay. Mr. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor. So this incident happened on March 8th, 2024, where officers responded to 4685 Welcome All Road in response to a death call. Upon arrival, officers met with the managers of Hal Perns Steak, who stated that an employee that they had was on record admitting to taking steaks from the location. The defendant admitted that he had taken 2 beefsteaks a total of 7 to 8 times, which is estimated at $1,360, Your Honor. Your Honor has heard about, well, there is a 2011 probation violation, 2008 FTA, 2016 FTA. This is his first arrest in Georgia. However, he has nearly 20 cycles out of Florida dating back to as recent as 2015, which shows that he's a multi-state offender. Therefore, the state's recommendation is going to be a $2,000 pretrial signature bond, 1 anti-theft class, and stay away from 4685 Welcome All Road.
Okay, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor, we are okay with that bond.
All right. In line with the information before me, defendant will receive a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. He's to stay away from that location on Welcome All Road and have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. Anything
Thank
additional?
you, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. What do we have next?
Your Honor, I would like to point out that there's a position 6, Danielle Mitchell. She refused to speak to me. I was able to get her name and then allegedly her new name. And then when I asked which one was on her birth certificate, she stopped speaking to me. I explained that she had the right to be represented by us, the public defenders, a private attorney of her choosing, or herself, and she refused to answer.
Okay, that's good to know, Mr. Judd. Thank you.
Thank
Is
you.
she gonna be brought today?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Okay.
We can go to position. Well, I have one that was on our quote sheet this morning, but he was not on the calendar.
Which defendant was that?
That is Jones, Jaquavian Jones.
Okay, so Mr. Jones, hold on, let me just. Okay, Jaquavian Jones was NOD'd yesterday. I have already emailed the NOD to the jail and it was received.
Excuse me.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hold on.
Good afternoon.
I can forward that to you as well if you would like, but as I said, I did also send it to the jail this morning.
Okay.
All right, so who do we have now? This position 10?
That's Mr. Jones sitting there.
Oh, that's
We can
Mr.
just
Jones.
inform him of what's going on.
Oh, Mr. Jones, the case against you has been dismissed, so this particular misdemeanor charge is not holding you in the Fulton County Jail.
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all so much, Your Honor.
All right, take care. Have a good day. Do we have an announcement for position 6 and 10?
Your Honor, while we wait on announcements on those positions, there was someone who was on the poll sheet earlier this morning, but is not on today's calendar that I spoke with, is Bernard Banks.
Bernard Banks was transferred into Superior Court under 24 PI 001711.
Thank you, Ms. Falk.
And also for Jawan Jackson.
Jawan Jackson was transferred to Superior Court under 24 PI 001682.
And what was the announcement for position 6? Michelle Daniel.
We were wondering if she was still gonna be brought. Is she gonna be brought today to represent herself? She did not waive her appearance.
She will not be brought down today. She will have to be an MH reset.
Okay, so a medical reset.
And is there an announcement from courtroom 2 on position 10?
He is in courtroom at the moment.
Okay, so can we do position 10?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Swan, your case is 24 CR 001109J. You're charged with theft by shoplifting. Do you understand your rights today? I'm gonna assume that's a yes. Mr. Howard?
20 total. He has a current felony shoplifting charge. I don't know what the bond was. March 6th, FTA. You got an open forgery in the 3rd degree, theft by taking. That's 23 CP 222570. Got an open theft by taking in state court, 23 CR 003924J. 2019 probation, fade to appear. 2018 fade to appear. 2017 probation, 2015 probation, and FTA.
All right, Mr. Jones?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on February 29th of 2024, where officers responded to 1135 Woodstock Road, which is a target in response to a theft call. Upon arrivals, officer met with the loss prevention specialist, who stated that an unknown African-American male attempted to walk out the store with multiple PS5 controllers. The licensed prevention specialist made contact and seized the items. However, the unknown man still had a backpack that belonged to Target. So fast forward on March the 8th, 2024, that same licensed prevention specialist came into the police station on an unrelated matter. While there, he identified the defendant, who was also at the police station, and stated that this was the defendant that walked the unknown identified man that walked into the Target back on the 29th of 2024. And the LPS provided photos from the CCTV camera on the day of the incident, and the detectives were able to confirm that it was the same male that was sitting in the police station. Your Honor,
I'm sorry, before you continue, which Target was this again?
This is at 1135 Woodstock Road.
Okay, I'm sorry, keep going.
No problem. Your Honor, as you've heard, he has 3 probation violations, 2015, 2017, 2019. He's a flight risk from as his FTAs of 2014, 2015, 2018, and 2024. In 2017, there's a theft by shoplifting. Time expired out of the cab, so we aren't able to see that. On the 23 CR 003924, I am actually the prosecutor on that particular case in Judge Besson's courtroom, so we'll be filing the necessary paperwork for that. That forgery case is 23 CP 22250, and then the theft by shoplifting is a 24 PI 001707. For all of those reasons, Your Honor, the state is requesting a $4,500 surety bond, stay away from all targets, and a anti-theft class.
All right. Ms. McLeod, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Swan is 30 years old. He is the father of 3 minor children. They're 7, 3, and 1. Although he is employed, Your Honor, he's not in a position to pay any significant bond. So I would ask the court to take that into consideration in setting a bond for Mr. Swan. Nothing
All right.
further.
All right, defendant's gonna receive $1,000 surety bond. He's to stay away from all target locations in the metro Atlanta area, and he's to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All
Nothing.
right,
State.
I believe we are complete. And hopefully, Mr. Judd, you can attempt to make contact again. I know it may be difficult with with position 6 and try to get her to waive her appearance perhaps for Monday, if possible.
I can try, Your Honor.
I wish you good luck with that. All right, can we review the entire calendar, please?
Yes, ma'am. Once again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is March the 21st. Position number 1 is reset further notice with a total $1,000 SOB through the jail. Position 2 is reset further notice with a $1,000 SOB through the jail. 3 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $2,000 split bond. 4 is reset further notice with a total of a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 5 is going to the SAP calendar with a $1,500 good bond. 6 is a medical reset till Monday. 7 is reset further notice with a total $4,000 SOB through pretrial. 8 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. 9, tell you, give me just a second, I put it. 9 is reset further notice with a total $4,000 SOB through pretrial. 10 is going to the SAP calendar with the $1,000 good bond. And 11 is reset further notice with a total of a $1,000 SOB through the jail.
Can I get the
I'm sorry.
record for position 3, please?
You said position 3?
Yes.
Position 3 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $2,000 split bond, $500 good bond on the first 2 charges, and a $500 SOB through the jail on the second 2 charges.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, are there any others? Okay, with that, Your Honor, I think that's it.
I think so too. I'm sorry. All right, everyone, take care. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday and have a good afternoon.
Yeah,
The
have a good
Snicker bar
afternoon.
goes to Miss McLeod today.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
Thank
Take care,
you. I love
All right.
Snickers.